know it was all in exchange for turning a blind eye toward the Omi Alliance activities in Kamurocho. But for real, I gotta hand it to Arakawa for hiding the flow of this money so well, but lucky for us, this list makes it pretty clear. So, all we need is some supporting evidence. And then the arrests from this little guy are gonna knock out dozens of top officials, including you, Police Commissioner.
Arrest this man. Confiscate whatever you find on him. What's wrong? Those are my orders.
Struggle all you want. It's too late now. You moron. I already sent this to the Inspector General at Police HQ. That's right. Toss the same thing over to the media, so your time's running out. Tick-tock, Commissioner.
You're bluffing. This whole scheme wouldn't benefit you at all. You'd be just as poor afterward as you are now.
No, this isn't a bluff, unfortunately for you. It's a victory for me.
Imagine he's like, all right, so you guys are going to come in on the elevator, right? You're going to act like you're there to arrest me, but wait till I say it's a victory for me. And when you see me do like a fist pump, then you start walking forward. It's going to be so dramatic. You're going to love it.
Commissioner, the Inspector General is eager to have a word with you.
What?
I'm sure you didn't take the money purely for personal gain. You had a duty to protect the peace in Kamurocho. After the Tojo clan disappeared, you had no choice but to allow the Omi to take over and stabilize the area. In that sense, you might have even felt you were justified in taking the bribe because of the position you were in. I feel for you. You were caught between a rock and a hard place, weren't you? But on the other hand, sir...
What?
What a coincidence that doing the right thing for the city also happened to line your own pockets. How much was it exactly? 1 mil? 10 mil? Even more? Well, I'm sure we'll find out once we analyze the data. You handed out bribe money to avoid taking responsibility for the city's crime rate. Plus, you even got to skim some for yourself. People who have so much always want more. Why don't you just admit you did it to save your own damn skin? Just like the old days, eh, Horinouchi?
Bastard.
You know, I've been waiting for years to see exactly that look on your face.
This is a trap. A conspiracy. I won't stand for it. Let go of me. I order you to let go of me.
Oh, yeah. Mind if I ask you one more thing? Do you remember New Year's Eve 18 years ago? There was this rude Yakuza who cock-blocked you from your own wife at a hostess club in Kamurocho.
What did you say?
Never mind.
I wonder what he was gonna tell him. He was like, "Yeah, your wife was mean to this boy, and that's the cause of literally everything." Oh, it's the first not homeless room we had.
Ichiban. Joe Sawashiro received his sentence. He got life in prison.
Sawashiro.
Yeah.
Not really surprising.
In fact, I was just telling the boss all about how everything shook out. It's just tragic. Masato Arakawa died without ever knowing Sawashiro was his father. And Masumi Arakawa died without ever knowing what happened at the lockers that night, and that you were his real son.
That's Sawashiro in prison. Dude, give him some socks. He's gonna have cold feetsies.
A DNA test?
Yeah, why not? It's the only way to prove once and for all if Arakawa really was your dad. Don't you want to know for sure? Otherwise, you're gonna have doubts for the rest of your life. I mean, if I were in your shoes, I'd want to know.
Not me, man. The way I see it, I have two dads.
Huh?
My fathers are Jiro Kasuga, owner of Shangri-La, and Masumi Arakawa. It doesn't matter which one I'm related to by blood. Nothing can change the fact that they both raised me and made me who I am today. I don't need a test.
Double Christmas
Okay.
presents. Well, one's dead, so no. Also, we don't know what happened to the other one.
Oh, there you are. What are you guys doing in here? The services are starting. Let's go say goodbye to the Arakawas.
All right, let's go.
So obviously the little shrine thing is hinting that Masumi died, or Ryo Aoki died. And the only reason I'm thinking that he might not be dead is because people in chat are going, you have to play the DLC. Oh, Goro's here.
Kasuga, good to see you.
Likewise. I heard about what you've been up to. You started a security company in Sotenbori.
Yeah, that's right. We had to do something for all the guys who had their rug swept out from under them. They're Yakuza in the wind.
I think that was the
I
only
saw it all
alliance leader.
coming, so I wanted to give them somewhere to go.
Originally, Arakawa-san was supposed to help us put the whole plan in motion.
Yeah. I heard something about that.
Well, what's your next move, Kasuga? You with us?
Yeah, sounds like your dad had
That's very Goro. He's just like, I'm so bored at this funeral.
some unfinished business. Why don't you come to Osaka and wrap this up for him?
I think hell just froze over. The mad dog of Shimano is giving perfectly reasonable advice.
Don't get used to it. Today's an exception. Tomorrow it's back to balls out.
Balls out.
I appreciate the invitation, but I can't. Ijincho is my home. Looking back on it, in Kamurocho, I was drifting all by myself. But here in this town, I found my people, and nothing can replace them. You see, I owe them, and I need to pay them all back for what they did for me. Ijincho and Sotenbori should be places where people can go when they're lost. Safe havens when there's nowhere left to turn. So you see, I can take care of the boss's unfinished business right where I am now. That's my plan anyway.
Oh, she's relieved.
I get it. Makes sense to me.
Boss,
Young master.
young master.
Copper.
What's that, a funeral, man?
Hey, wait!
Hey,
What the? What are all you guys doing here?
Well, Namba here was all worried about you. He thought the ex-Tojo guys might be looking to snatch you up, Kasuga-kun.
Hey.
Where's
I said to
Eri?
keep that shit on the down low.
So?
Where's my
What'd you
office
say to
ninja?
those old thugs? You gonna leave town and forget all about us little guys?
Zachan, how about you tell him?
What?
I can't say all that mushy shit again while I'm sober.
Man, if you got hit by a car right now.
Wow, I didn't think he loved us that much.
Did he say it just like that? How cute.
Sounds like the Kasuga-san I know.
finally. I've gotten to a point in my life where I can't be replaced. What an honor.
Hey, as long as I'm in there, he's got good taste.
Keep living, Ichi. Oh, is that what he mumbled to him while he was bleeding out? Starting over from rock bottom, huh? I'll take those odds.
Once you're at rock bottom, the only place to go is up. There's no shame in being at the bottom. All that matters is how you decide to climb back out of the darkness. There's always a ray of hope up there. I was lucky to learn that from you, young master.
Finn. Completed the final chapter. Steam achievement's called Thank You. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Dude. The last save was 2 hours ago. If my game crashed, I would have flipped out. It went 2 hours without saving. Oh my gosh. All right. I am crucial. I am curious about a few things. So all the games that are the same style as this one had 8 party members. Was there another party member that I never found? Like, I could have easily missed Eri. Save game. Okay. I'm wondering if there was another one. You can now play in Premium Adventure mode. Selecting a completed save data will allow you to continue your adventures in places such as Isazaki, Ijinsho, and Kamurocho while retaining all the abilities and items you gained in Kasuga's story. Raise your party members to the very best they can be and aim to complete the game's many challenges and most difficult dungeons. Congrats on beating the game. You have received a premium outfit set and premium item set as a reward. Eri's the only optional one. Infinite Wealth has 10 characters. Okay. So you said there's a DLC for this game, but it is a different combat system? No, Arakawa probably figured it out, and that's why he saved Ichi when he was a kid. I think if Arakawa figured it out, it was way, way later. I don't think... It's like when Ichiban was a kid, he, called for help from he bluffed and said, I'm Arakawa, just to try to get out of getting in trouble to scare some guys, and it didn't work. and they called the Arakawa family, and Ichiban was like, "Ah, crap, they're not going to show up because I'm not really Arakawa." And then to his shock, you know, the Arakawa leader came over and was like, "Why, you know, who's this kid of mine you say you've got?" And then he rescued him. But I think later he might have figured it out, maybe. DLC is action combat, but way improved over Yakuza 0. Is Infinite Wealth the DLC, or is Infinite Wealth something else? There's some post-game stuff, I think. There is no DLC. Wait, what? Infinite Wealth is the sequel. Oh, so Infinite Wealth has action combat. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see here. Store... Let's see. Infinite Wealth. Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Is that the DLC? Two larger-than-life heroes, Ichiban Kasuga and Kazuma Kiryu, are brought together by the hand of fate or perhaps something sinister. Live it up in Japan and explore all that Hawaii has to offer in an RPG adventure that spans the Pacific. Infinite Wealth is turn-based.
To meet you. It's your mother. You to Hawaii. There's someone there who wants to meet you. It's your mother.
Oh.
You ready for this, Kasuga?
Yeah. Let's do this.
That's Kiryu?
The RPG-style combat system from Yakuza Like a Dragon gets even better in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, with improved gameplay favoring speed and strategy. The perfect balance for first-time players and hardcore veterans to become unstoppable dealers of destruction. Your party now has full freedom of movement while fighting, allowing you to strategically position yourself and
I was really surprised that there was no freedom of movement in this game. Because it's like, there were attacks that punished your team for standing too close together. But you couldn't move them away from each other. And like, the enemy, you could AoE them, but you couldn't like reposition yourself before firing the AoE. Like, for example, Zhao had an attack where he ran in a line swinging his sword and cut everyone he slashed through, ending at the target. But you couldn't, like, you know, move him and line up the shot.
Your allies to more effectively take down foes. Jobs in Infinite Wealth are like classes in traditional RPGs, giving party members their own skills.
Sujimon spews. Wait. I'm sorry. Did he just summon a Sujimon? Go back.
They take down foes.
Oh, that was Sawashiro. So he gets out of prison.
Jobs in
Sujimon
Infinite Wealth are like classes in traditional RPGs, giving party members their own skills, perks, unique weapons, and outfits. Experiment with different jobs to find what best suits your playstyle, team dynamic,
so one of them's like
and
a
of
cowboy?
course, fashion sense.
Okay, hang on a sec. All right, so Nanba's there. That's the Gomi Jewel leader. I forget her name. There's Seiko. I think that's Kiryu. I don't know.
And of course, fashion sense. And what would Infinite Wealth be without outrageous new Kiwami skills? Like Nanba's essence of Big Ass Bird, Ichiban's essence of Mind's Eye, and many more. Kiwami skills aren't the only way to turn the tide of battle. Summon some backup with a quick call to Pound Mates, a powerful group of allies for hire with a wide range of abilities to aid you in battle.
On a car.
So don't hesitate to phone a friend. It's worth it.
The crawdad's back.
The Like a Dragon franchise is known for luring players off the beaten path with addictive activities and full-fledged experiences. Loaded with minigames you've come to expect, like karaoke, mahjong, golf, fishing, and the batting cages, Infinite Wealth brings even more to discover. There's Sicko Snap, a photo mode scavenger hunt.
Thank you.
Around Honolulu, the mismatch dating app, where you just...
Chat, my wife brought in to bring me lunch right when this was on screen, and I was just like, I really hope she doesn't walk around the monitor and see this, just because I don't want to have to explain it.
The mismatch dating app, where you just might meet that special someone. And inspired by the Sega classic Crazy Taxi, Crazy Delivery puts Ichiban in the driver's seat, speeding across Honolulu on his bike at great risk to himself and anyone in his way. Throughout the game, you'll also encounter loads of over-the-top enemies called Sujimon. Once defeated in battle, record them in the Suji decks, recruit them to your team, and duke it out in Sujimon battles.
It's just Pokemon.
Collect them all, level them up, and become a Sujimon master.
There's something messed up about
Wherever you
just
turn,
trapping random
there's
people in
something for
Pokeballs.
everyone in Infinite Wealth.
All right, so there's Jihan, Adachi, Seiko, Zhao, Sul, Nanba. I don't see Eri. Yeah, and I don't know these two up here. So I guess that's Kiryu. Dude, Kiryu looks so weird. He looks so weird there. They also have an entire Animal Crossing minigame in Infinite Wealth. Mike, did you finish the fight? I did finish the fight, and the fight after the fight. Start this game now, we have 1 more hour stream. No. One thing it didn't say, but it kept showing Kiryu use Dragon's Resurgence, but it lets him keep the RPG system and beat people up. Alright, I guess we finished Yakuza Like a Dragon. Obviously, there's other side content and stuff like that, but we're gonna finish there. Let's do our usual and review the game after the fact. We have a tradition on the channel. Anytime we wrap up a game, we talk about like how the game was and go over it. All right, so first off, story. One of its strongest points. The story was amazing. I was actually tearing up a little bit at the end there. That was a really, really freaking good story. There was a lot of depth to it. It's the kind of story where if someone comes up and they're like, hey, what's this game about? You just have to be like, and you have to throw back a few shots and ask them to sit down for a few minutes because it's not simple. It's not just like, oh, there's Pokemon and you want to catch them all. You know, you have to really go into it for a while because it's like there was a whole chapter where you're just homeless. You're just trying to survive. Like it's very much Ichimon's story as he tries to live through this crazy, crazy series of events. You're not supposed to review after finishing Infinite Wealth, though. That's a sin. Shut up. Graphics were great. The sound, sound design was great. Combat, I will say I liked it more than the Yakuza 0 combat. I definitely, turn-based isn't my favorite thing, but I like it more than that action system that it was before. So, there might be other Yakuza games I like, but, this one, this wasn't even the best turn-based game I played. For example, seeing some of their long animations, I was just like, I'm drumming my fingers on the desk. I was like, come on. By the end, I wanted a 2x speed button, right? You see the animation so many times. It's like, I can use this attack and it's going to take 10 seconds, or this attack will take 1. I'll do the weaker attack just because I don't want to wait 10 seconds. That actually goes into my, thought processing at the end there. There's a few other games I've played like that where at the end there, you can just do it on really high speed, and I was missing that by the end of that. So, liked the turn-based combat, wished there was a high-speed option later on. Also, the fact that the game auto-pauses anytime you tab out, I think is very conceited of them, to not let you multitask or do anything else while waiting on those long animations. So that was kind of a bummer as well. Which one was the best turn-based combat game you've ever played? We need to know. I mean, Pathfinder, Kingmaker, and Wrath of the Righteous are both turn-based, but you can, tab out of those, and, those are pretty good. There's been some I played, I think Battle Chasers? Hang on a second. Battle Chasers Night War had a 2x speed button. So does Raid Shadow Legends. Both of those have the option to double the speed once you've kind of these attack animations look really cool, but I've seen them all 100 times. So you can turn the speed up really, really high. And that was nice. And I was definitely missing that by the end of Yakuza Like a Dragon. Especially because you could start a fight and you could just hit auto, but then I couldn't even tab out and work on something while it was going during the time that I was trying to farm off stream. My rating for the game as a whole, I would say was probably 8 or 9 out of 10. There near the end, it definitely dropped a whole grade to 7. And the reason was there was the dungeon near the end, and they're like, you should farm up here before you go to the tower. Fine. I went into the dungeon, cleared the first floor, save point. Went to the second floor, did 70 minutes on the second floor because it was massive. Get to the final boss, it's 3 level 60 guys, and we were all in our 40s. We get destroyed, And your options are respawn at the previous save point or spend $1.5 million and respawn at the previous save point. So one, it irks me that one option just swindles you out of your cash, but it doesn't do anything different. Two, it irks me that you do 70 minutes of farming in the place where it tells you to farm before going to the finale, and then it doesn't save your progress if you die and you lose 70 minutes of playtime. That is incredibly stupid game design. I can't defend that at all in any metric. Like, it guides players to go there and then punishes you heavily if you can't win a fight. Like, you can't go in the dungeon and leave, so you can't just be like, oh, I can't take those guys, I better leave. You can't leave, and you can't save. You have to win, and if you don't, you lose all your progress. And then the final tower with Tendo. Tendo having an attack that one-hit kills the main character, combined with the fact that you'd been in the tower for like 80 minutes, combined with the fact that you can't save the game anywhere in the tower, combined with the fact that the party members who have revive skills can't revive Ichiban. That was 4 separate decisions. If any one of those hadn't been a decision they made, that would have been fine. But by having all 4 of those decisions locked in, that was a horrible experience. Like, that was so stupid. So really hate those 2 endgame dungeons. I'm kind of reminded of, again, the story at the end was great, but the gameplay at the end was infuriating. Pathfinder Kingmaker had a similar thing, where the story was great, but there was like a dungeon at the end that was toxic, and everybody hates it. And it was that level. It was the water temple of levels. This is kind of like that. Like, it did that same thing that so many other, places have done, turn-based games have done, where it's like, you can just kind of do the story and some side stuff, and you're leveling with it, and then you're like level 50, and then the next boss is like 75. And you have to go grind, and you just lose all momentum, you're completely pulled out of the immersion of the story, you have to go make number go up for a few hours, and then come back. And it's unfortunate that seems to almost always happen with these games, is you have to stop and completely remove yourself from the gameplay and go make number go up and go do a chore for a long time. And, it's unfortunate to me that this game had that too. So, we had to do that as well. Couple of other, these are minor things. The silver safes were really annoying. Every single safe, I had to walk around it, get right up to the front of it, perfectly lined up, click on it. Do you want to open the safe? The answer is always yes. Click yes, it opens, there's a single item. Like, there was a room that had 3 items, so it had 3 safes, and I had to do that on every one of them. Like, it's a small amount of being tedious going through all of those. The game certainly did not give you much in the way of loot. I think over the course of the whole game, I think we replaced Ichiban's weapon 3 times. I think in 55 hours, he got a better bat on 3 occasions. And one of them I crafted. And the last set of weapons I got for literally everybody, none of them could be upgraded at the upgrade shop. So I found the crafting system in this game to be very dull. Like literally none of the weapons that any of my 7 people had there at the end were upgradable. And it's just like, what is the point of this store? The store can craft a couple of things, but it was the whole crafting store and system was very disappointing compared to most of the game's crafting. Let's see, that level in Kingmaker has a hallway of rooms where every time you enter a new room, everyone is hit with roll really high save or instantly die AoE. Not every room there, but then there was also, like, the rooms had portals to the Fey realm, and they would send you to other rooms, so it was just like a total labyrinth with annoying stuff, yeah. But yeah, the game as a whole, again, if you take out those last 5 hours, the game as a whole was like 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I typically prefer fantasy games. It was silly. It made me laugh. Like, when Nanbo would try to res someone and he would go to give him CPR and the stank from his mouth would wake him up. Like, I howled the first time I saw that. When you would phone a friend, that kind of stuff was really, really funny. I am nitpicking a bit here, but like those last few experiences with the dungeons where I lost over 2 hours of gameplay was infuriating. The need to stop what I'm doing and go make number go up was annoying. And then nitpicking on game mechanics. I wish they had done more with equipment. Because again, it feels like all the money I poured into that upgrade shop was a complete waste of time and energy. I feel like it wasn't necessary at all. They have a lot of mini games in this game, and it's hard to make every mini game interesting. I'll say like the cookie store thing was interesting for a few minutes. After that, it was something I did just when I needed cash, because the whole thing was like when you would start a day of sales, you just hold down the space bar for like 30 to 40 seconds. That's it. That's the game. You hold the spacebar down, and that got old fast. Guys, just like, come on, can we just skip this? Can we just skip this? The fully upgraded weapons are superly powerful, but you need to put in lots of work. Each one gets a bat that does electric damage. The point of the store is that every character starts with a crap weapon, and each of those can be upgraded twice, and the second upgrade is kind of like their legendary weapon, but costs a crazy amount of yen because of the shop investment. That's another thing, is like when we got Zhao, he had a starter weapon, and we basically couldn't use it, because like when you find your first, let's say, sword, it will be 10 times the damage of their starter weapon. And I was running around, I was unable to use Zhao in the party for like over an hour because I was running all over the place trying to find a sword. That was kind of silly. I think that could be done a little bit better. Let's see, I'm catching up on chart right here. Ichiban gets a bat that does electric damage. They do more with equipment crafting, at least in Infinite Wealth, thankfully. Have you seen the Pound Made summons you haven't gotten yet? No, someone said that Mr. Masochist is a summon. I never found the end of his side quest, but I did start his quest, and I did a few steps of it, but I never found the ability to summon him, so no, I haven't seen that. Zhao joined so late in the story, I love his character, but then your team is basically set already. Yeah, the thing was, Zhao was using a sword, and it almost... Dude, I don't know how hard it is to get bleeding on something. Anytime I was trying to get bleeding on an enemy, I couldn't get it to work. Like, all of Zhao's sword attacks can inflict bleeding, or Ares scissor throw, and there was times where it's like, I threw scissors at a boss like 25 times and it didn't apply bleeding, and it was crazy. But the poison bottle would... I don't know, it was weird. Like on Tendo, it was like 100% chance to poison. On Arakawa, I did it like 5 times and it didn't poison him a single time. I don't know. Do you have the DLC jobs, Matriarch, and I forget the other? I saw Matriarch on the list of options. I never desired to try it out, so I never tried it out. I mean, there was a lot of jobs, so I couldn't try them all. But like Nanba was my favorite character because he was like the support role, but he was also like a mage too, and I liked his hoodie. So you know, he had I leveled him enough in musician to get the party regeneration. That was so good. That party-wide regen was so freaking good. Plus the fact that he could do a basic attack to recover his mana, and then he also had like spells and stuff. Dude, Nanba was hands down my favorite character. Ichiban was definitely like he had a party-wide heal that was horribly mana inefficient. He had a teammate revive that often failed, and then he had some bat attacks, and they were all blunt. So if the target was resistant to blunt, he sucked. Like, it very much just felt like he was the Pokemon master, and everyone else was doing the fighting. But you know, maybe I needed to get him more side jobs or something. But honestly, I brought him along because I had to, and because the story was centered around him. He felt like the worst party member. Arakawa had the bodyguard mechanic, so I think they gave him damage over time immunity, so you can't choose the mechanic. No, I tried to poison him right after I blew up the whole room, and he was the only guy alive when I attempted it, and it still didn't work. But it might have just rolled poorly, I don't know. I never used Zhao. By that time I had Ari on dealer, and Jun was doing all the heavy lifting. Ichi is weird in these games because he starts as your carry and then transitions to support late game. Matriarch's one move is just machine gun, and they use a Gondal polearm weapon. Gotcha. Well, anyway, yeah, that was Yakuza Like a Dragon. Thank you. I think it was Tim Anson who gifted it to me. I apologize if I'm wrong. It was a fun game. Overall, I enjoyed my time in it. I know some of you did as well. I might play the DLC at some point. Definitely would have to... I'm not going to jump into it immediately. We've got some other stuff on our plate that I want to play first. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. Hope some of you enjoyed the journey, and we will visit Yakuza again possibly in the future.